I remember one day standing in the dark with Johnny Depp and looking at Heather working second unit, running at me off camera, and she stepped on a nail. And I stood up and puffed up my chest. And I finally assumed the role of the lead in the movie to defend Heather, because the assistant director, Sean Cunningham, who was directing second unit, as in Friday the 13th, was just working Heather so hard because he'd come into aid Wes and finish the movie, because we'd literally run out of money. And if it hadn't been for the energy of Heather and Amanda being hung upside down by her butt for 2 weeks, and Ronnie running around in the hot boiler room set, which was 110 degrees, when she could have been out, you know, making a fortune and at every Beverly Hills party, still cashing in on her Nashville fame. If all these wonderful people hadn't been there and given this movie the cachet and the class that it had and the beauty and the energy it had, I wouldn't be here today, you know, still milking this series of phenomenal films and getting to go work in Europe whenever I feel like it. So I just want to thank all of you fans and everybody on the stage here, except Charles. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, he deserves nothing. No, I'm teasing. And I'm handing this off now to anybody that wants to grab.
Well, I'm going to say that we would not have had the genius of Robert in this role without John Saxon, because when I was hired to play the part of Marge Thompson, John Saxon was the person who was already hired and was the person who was the name that was used to raise the money.
We got more money on John's name.
To produce it, yeah. Which was $1.2 million. And then...
and because you guys, I know there's John Saxon movies that maybe are too old for some of you out there, but I just want to tell you guys something. 1 year ago today, the final episode of the season of CSI was directed by Quentin Tarantino and starred John Saxon. Woo! And if you haven't seen that episode, you don't know your CSI.
So then John was on, so then I was on, and then the next thing was, everybody came on. Robert Englund, revered Shakespearean actor, took the role of Freddie. And in the hot sun, we would have lunch, and he would be having lunch with his 4, 5-layered, 6-layered prosthesis, incredibly, beautifully designed face. It was difficult.
I was okay except for vinaigrette.
And he had a tough time with his skin. He had to suffer with his skin, his fair, beautiful skin.
Well, no, here's the thing. You have to understand. I would come to makeup in the mornings, you guys. Ronnie would be there in a low-cut blouse. Absolutely gorgeous. She had a tan. She had a tan. She was tan in those days because we didn't know about, you know, we didn't know about sun. Heather was 19 years old or something.
19, she was 19.
Amanda was the hottest thing since sliced bread.
Still is.
Johnny Depp was so cute, I'd go out with him.
So cute.
Nick was drop dead gorgeous.
Drop dead gorgeous.
And they would get makeup. These kids would get makeup, you know, and they'd have little fans on them, you know, and they'd have somebody doing their hair, and like they needed makeup. They didn't need makeup.
No makeup.
They were all gorgeous. I'd sit there, and a guy would hit me with a turkey baster full of KY jelly for 4 hours.
I'll enjoy that.
Charles, there's no accounting for taste.
1, 2, 3. That's accounting.